Hello everybody, it's Chris. Welcome back to my kitchen. About 2.5 weeks ago, I posted a video on YouTube, the title of which, or at least on the thumbnail, it said The Big Day, because it was the day I left for my almost 3-week Florida trip, and it started out right here in my kitchen, so I thought I'd shoot this video from my kitchen. I'm shooting this video on a Sunday, and I'm gonna post it on this very same Sunday. This is going to be another one of those videos like my last one that I'm kind of inserting into a queue of a bunch of scheduled Florida trip videos. So you'll watch this video, I'm in Niagara Falls, New York in my kitchen, but the next video you watch might be up from my Florida trip. So just bear with me on that. But I wanted to get this video scheduled the day I shot it because it pertains to a lot of questions and comments that you folks are making on my last video. So as you may know, my Spyder is in Jacksonville, Florida at Ride Now Power Sports. They are going to replace my radiator, which was damaged by a rock, even though I have one of those radiator screens that cover the vent that flows into the radiator. I forgot where I got that accessory. I think that might have been a Sling Mods accessory. A rock somehow managed to go through one of those, they're pretty wide holes on that, and it damaged the radiator. And the service tech at Ride Now explained to me, it didn't just damage the radiator, and he showed me where it was like the fins, I guess, were punctured, but it even went beyond that, and it's gonna be a very expensive bill. And when I say very expensive, he told me about $1,400. And that shocked me, but they're going to do the work, and I've already told them to go ahead and do it. And some of you might be thinking, wait a minute, you could have trailered it back and had your dealer do it, and you might have saved money. Some of you might say, oh, I've had that same thing done, my dealer did it for $400. But the wheels are in motion, and the idea of me changing course now after the fact kind of frightens me a little bit. If I had the Spyder trailered, 1,000 miles north to my dealer in Akron, New York, who's to say that, my dealer might look at it and say, hey, it's going to be $1,600, or maybe it would have been $1,200. Maybe I would have saved some. But again, the wheels are in motion. Now the question is, how do I get my Spyder back? My plan right now is to fly back to the Jacksonville airport, Uber to a hotel, spend the night in a hotel, the next morning be at Ride Now when they open, and then ride it back. There's another option that I'm considering, and that is having it shipped. But the little research that I've done on that, I'm going to make some calls tomorrow on Monday, but the little research I've done on that tells me that could be much more expensive than flying down, spending a night in a hotel, and riding it back. And not only that, but those shippers it's not like we're going to bring it back on such and such a day. There's like a range of dates that they give you. And I'm a little concerned about that. Both the range of dates on the pickup from Ride Now and a range of dates on the delivery back here in Niagara Falls. So I really think the better option is going to be to fly and ride it back, but we'll see where it goes. So I wanted to shoot this video yesterday from Ride Now Power Sports. And then I wanted to shoot part of the video at the Jacksonville airport and whatnot. But I want to tell you a little bit about my Saga yesterday so you understand why I wasn't responding to comments as quickly as I normally do. From the moment that I got the assessment from the tech at Ride Now, it's been a whirlwind in terms of yesterday, which was Saturday, because I had to Uber to the Jacksonville airport, rush to a flight that was leaving imminently, and then you're going to think I'm crazy if you don't already think that. But so I flew from Jacksonville to St. Louis, from St. Louis to Baltimore, from Baltimore to Buffalo, Niagara. Now, 3 legs of a flight, rushing between the legs, you know how that goes when you're traveling. I just didn't have time to, one, cut a video, even a short video, and secondly, uploading to YouTube takes some time. So because I was down when I was flying and I was in airplane mode, I didn't know if that would, cut off the video upload process. So I figured I'd just kind of decompress home and complete this video, comfortable environment in my kitchen, and post it a day later than I really wanted to. So the capstone of this story that makes it just even more wild than it already was is while I was on the plane taxiing to take off from St. Louis to Baltimore, I realized that I didn't have my house keys. They weren't back at Ride Now on the Spyder keychain. I was smart enough to take them off that, but at the Jacksonville airport, when I put my metal things, my phone, my wallet, which has an Apple AirTag on it, and credit cards and whatnot, when I put those in the bin at the security checkpoint, TSA checkpoint, put my keys in there, and when I took them out, I left my keys there. And I know that because my keys are on a key ring with an Apple AirTag, and when I panicked, when I didn't have my keys in my pocket, I went to my phone, looked at the Apple AirTag feature on Find My iPhone, and sure enough, my keys are at the Jacksonville airport. So when I landed in Baltimore, I made some phone calls and found a locksmith who works 24/7. He was at my house waiting for me when I arrived Saturday night at 7:45 to let me in because I didn't have the key to my own house. So that just shows you how discombobulated I was yesterday throughout the entire day, from beginning to the very, very end. So now the plan is I'm going to call Ride Now. They told me the ETA for the Radiator and other parts needed would be this Thursday. Again, I'm shooting this and scheduling this for Sunday, and this Thursday they have what they need to do the work, and they would do the work probably on Friday if they came in late Thursday. So now I'm just looking at the calendar, and I'm going to coordinate with them, and I'll fly down probably Friday, maybe Saturday, maybe Sunday. They're open 7 days a week, including their service department, which is good, and figure out when I'm going to pick it up and when I'm going to ride it home, and continue my trip back from Florida, from Jacksonville to either Niagara Falls or possibly Providence, Rhode Island. So let me explain that end of this logistical situation. So as you know, I've done the ride on the Spyder many times from Niagara Falls to Providence. Before I had the Spyder, I did it many times in my car because I have family in Providence. That's where I'm originally from, and I visit them on holidays and a couple of times during the summer. Easter is fast approaching, so what I'm trying to figure out in terms of the timing on this is, am I going to ride that Spyder from Ride Now Power Sports in Jacksonville, Florida, north to Niagara Falls, New York, or am I going to take I-95 from Jacksonville all the way northeast to Providence, Rhode Island, and that's going to depend on timing. What I don't want to do is ride it to Niagara Falls and then a day or two later ride it back to Providence. That just wouldn't make sense. The Easter holiday is fast approaching, and the other thing I have to but look at is the weather, because I'd rather ride on a nicer day than a wet day or a cold day, and that might affect whether I ride to Niagara Falls or to Providence in the days that I do these rides. So, that's yet another complication on this long saga. So the next videos that you see will be my Florida trip videos that are scheduled to run Sundays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays until they exhaust themselves. The video after that, I'll do a video riding from Ride Now to either Niagara Falls or Providence. It'll take me a couple of days to do those rides, but I'll put them into one video and I'll explain exactly what happened at Ride Now. I'll show you the invoice that I got so you can see the work done, and we'll see where it goes. I appreciate all of your encouragements and comments and whatnot on the past couple of videos that I posted. I really, really do appreciate it, including those of you with the snarky comments, the guy who referred to me as stupid, and all of them. Because if you're watching my videos, that helps the channel. If you comment, it helps the channel. Even if you're going to be nasty like it's Facebook, that even helps the channel. So I appreciate all of you. Thanks so much for bearing with me on this, almost 3-week saga. I hope you enjoyed the trip overall, because I did. It was a fantastic trip. other than the last 2 days, I wouldn't change a thing. It just went incredibly well. It was a fun adventure all the way around, except for the last couple of days. But again, thanks so much for watching, and until the next video, you have a great day. Bye-bye.